Hello, dear. In this video, we are going to discuss about binary search. So, searching is nothing but we are going to search for an element in the array. Okay, so in an array, we'll have some list of element, and we are going to find a particular element, and the input is like you are going to get an array. So, size of the array element, and the element to be searched. So, this will be the input for this program. And the output is if the element is found, we are going to return the location, or if the element is not there in the list, we are going to return it as a not found message. And we are going to discuss binary search over here. So binary search, it starts with the consideration that the array is in sorted order. Okay, the array in which you are going to search for an element, right? In that array, all the elements are in sorted way. So this is the prerequisite of binary search. Now, the process of binary search is as it is binary. We are going to divide the array by 2. Okay, so that is why we call it as binary search. Each time we'll be searching only in half a portion of array. Okay, so let us consider this is the array numbers from 10 to 90 is placed, and in the array it is referred using the index value. So the index value of first element starts from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so here the first element is placed in zeroth place, and the ninth element is placed in 8th index position. Okay, so now when you are searching for an element in a binary search, we try to find the middle portion of the array. We are going to divide the array by 2. So always when you want to divide by 2, we need to know the middle portion. Okay, so we use this formula for finding the middle portion, that is starting index plus end index divided by 2. So in this example, 0 plus 8 by 2 is 4. So 4 is the middle portion. We are just going to focus on index values alone. Okay, so we'll take up the middle element, and the element to be searched for here is considered as 40. And we'll check the element that is there in the middle portion. And if the element that we are going to search is lesser than middle element, we are going to search in the prefix of that array. Or else if the element that we are searching is greater, we'll be searching in the suffix of the array. Okay, like we are not going to search the entire array as it is, not like your linear search. What we do in linear search, we take an array and we search element by element, one at a time. But here in binary search, we check the middle element. If the element that we are searching for is lesser, we check the front portion of it. Or else, if the element that we are searching is greater than the middle element, we'll be searching in the remaining half of the array. So now in this example, the middle element is 50 and the element that we are going to search is 40. So we have to search only in the initial stages. That is from index 0 to 3, we are going to search for the element. So here also we are going to repeat the same procedure. In this place from 0 to 3, we again repeat the same procedure. We find the middle element and we repeat the same process. Okay, so in order to repeat the same process, what we have to do now, we have to adjust the end index value alone. Okay, since we are going to search only in the first half of the array, we are going to use this formula as the index value. The end index value was changed as middle element minus 1. So it means that we are going to search only from the index value as 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the reason is we'll be leaving this middle element we have already compared, and it is not the element that we are searching for, and it is not going to present after the array 2. Okay, so only in the front half portion we are going to search it off. So we are going to adjust the middle element as middle minus 1. Okay, so the next step is we are going to search for this index from 0 to 3, repeat the same procedure. We'll be calculating the middle element in this half, that is starting index plus middle index divided by 2, 0 plus 3 by 2. So it is 1. 1.5, we always take the integer value. So middle element is considered as 1. Okay, in the event list, it is always considered as the previous one. So index 1 we are going to search for, and the element that we are going to search is 40, and in the index value it is 20. And what happened? The search element is greater than the middle element. So what we have to do? We have to search in the remaining half. Okay, remaining half in the sense we already have adjusted your middle element, like we are not going to search beyond this middle element of 4. Now we are going to search in between this, that is in this 2 index and 3 index we are going to search for. So for these criteria, what we have to do, we have to adjust your starting index, right? When the value that you're going to search for is greater than the middle element, then we are going to use this formula. Start index is equal to middle plus 1. So now the middle portion is 1 and we are going to search from 2. Here starting index is 2 and end index is 3. Now repeat the same procedure. With this 2 and 3, we are going to find the middle element. Now the middle element is calculated as starting index plus mid index by 2. That is 2 plus 3 by 2 is equal to 2. Now the element that we are going to search for, we have to check whether it is there in this 2th position. The element that we are searching is 40 and the middle element value is 30. So it is, what happened here, the value that we are searching for is greater than the middle element. So greater than the middle element, you have to change the starting index. So now what happened, like the starting index is made as middle plus 1. Now 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so this is your starting index. Now we are going to adjust in such a way that both starting index and end index are 3. Okay, so we'll be searching the last element of this list. So it is starting index plus end index by 2. That is 3 plus 3 by 2 is 3. You're going to look for the element. And now what happened? The element that we are searching for is 40 and the mid element is also 40. So now we received it. Okay, so at this point, we can say that the element is found. If it is not found, then you'll have a criteria as like the starting index will be greater than end index, or the end index will be smaller or lesser than the starting, like you'll have this option over here. Okay, so now this is how a binary search actually works for. Now the algorithm over here is, you're going to take the inputs, that is the array element as the input, and we are going to obtain the middle element, and we are going to compare the middle element with the element that we are searching for. And if it is equal, we return the position. But if it is not equal, we'll be checking whether the element you're searching for is greater or lesser, and we're going to repeat the same procedure again until the condition is, if the end index is greater than start index, we'll stop the procedure. Okay, so until then it will be repeated. So this is how a binary search actually works. The code for binary search is given like this. So these are all the basics. We initialize all the values over here. So I use this low, high, and mid as the index value for low value, index value for high value, and the middle index value. Okay, and A of 24 array element, and key is the value for searching. Key is the element that you're going to search for. Okay, now we get the number of element in the array, and we are going to get all the elements, all n number of elements in the array, and we are going to get the input as element that you're going to search for in key. See, these are all your input statements. Now we are going to set the low index as 0, since the index value ranges from 0 to n minus 1, and high index as n minus 1, and middle is equal to low plus high by 2. Okay, so these are all your usual binary search code. Now this is the working mechanism of binary search. So the condition is, when low is less than or equal to high, we are going to repeat the procedure. Okay, even if you have a single element low equal to high, then also we'll be searching. See, in the previous example, here low and high, the starting index value and end index value is same, even though the element is found in the same position. So we are going to repeat the procedure when low is equal to high, and we'll stop it when this low is less than or equal to high. When it is greater than high, we'll be stopping it. So what is the procedure? First, we are going to check if A of middle element is less than key. If it is less than key, then we are going to adjust your array element is lesser than key. So it means the element that you're searching for is found in the next half of your array. So we'll be adjusting your lower portion So low is equal to mid plus 1. Or else if A of mid is equal to key, we are going to return the position and we stop it. This break statement is to break in between. Or else what we do, we'll be searching your first half. So we'll be adding your high is equal to mid minus 1, and this loop is repeated for each time. We'll be updating your mid value. Mid is equal to low plus high by 2. And this is all repeated for all n number of times. If the element is not found, then surely you'll have a condition as if low is greater than high, we are going to return the statement as element not found. Okay, so this code alone, I'll show you how it is actually executed in your memory. Okay, so first, whenever an initialization statement execute in a binary code, like in a C code, automatically for each and every variable in the memory location, the space is allocated. So here an integer, it is all integer type, and the space allocated for integer type, it varies from compiler to compiler, and for based on the platform also it will vary. Okay, so here I have taken as size as 2 byte. So int n, I, k, and for all those things, 2 bytes of memory will be stored for n, I, and k. And somewhere in the random memory, the space is allocated and data. See, listen, like whenever we are allocating a space for a variable, in C, what it do, like whatever the data already exists, it will remain as it is. Some garbage value will be there. But when you are assigning some values into it, then only this garbage value will be erased off. Okay, we just allocate the space. We don't erase the space. Okay, garbage collection is not available in your C programming structures. Okay, so now for n, I, and k, the space is allocated. And here, what happened? A of 20. So A of 20 in the sense 20 integer value has to be allocated in a sequential memory location. So the number of space needed is 2 into 20, 2 for integer type and 20 number of integers. So totally we are allocating 40 bytes of memory space from some random memory in a sequential position like this. And then we have used 3 variables, low, high, and mid, all of integer type. Somewhere in the memory, it is allocated as low, high, and mid. So this is how the memory for arrays actually looks like. Array of 0, it is stored in 100 to 101 somewhere. Okay, this address is of random one. This is one example. That's it. Okay, so after executing the first line, this is what actually happens in the memory. Now the next step is, you have the statement as printf enter the number of elements in the array. So in the output monitor, you will be having the statement as enter number of elements in the array, and user will be entering some element as 5. So what it do? It scans and store it in the address of n. So in address of n, this value is stored. Okay, so the next step is printf enter the number of elements. So this will be printed in your output monitor, and we are going to run a for loop that starts from I is equal to 0. So I equal to 0, and we are going to use a scanf statement for getting the first value and store it in address of I. In A of 0, the first element is scanned and it is stored. And similarly, second element, I is incremented as 1, I plus plus, and we repeat the same procedure, scan the second element and store it in address of 2. When I is made as 2, in address of 2, the third element is stored, I is 3, fourth element is stored, I is 4, fifth element is stored, and when I is equal to 5, this condition failed. Okay, so here the condition is I strictly less than n. So till then the loop will be executing, and this place the loop will be break. And the next step is printer enter the element to be searched. So this will be displayed in your output monitor, and 10 is entered over here. So we are going to scan the element and store it in address of your key value. Okay, ampersand key means address of key. So the value was stored over here. Now the next step is we are going to calculate low equal to 0. So in low, 0 will be stored. High is equal to n minus 1. N value is 5 and n minus 1 is 4. The reason is we are going to search from A of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only within this place we are going to have this search program. And mid is equal to low plus high by 2. So it is 0 plus 4 by 2 is 2. And then comes your execution. So while we are going to compare low value and high, low is less than or equal to high. Yeah, low value is 0 and high value is 4. So it is less than. Now what we have to do, we are going to search if A of mid is less than key. So A of mid value is 2 and A of mid is 30 and 30 is less than key value. What happened here, the condition? Okay, so A of mid is compared with 30. So key value is 10 and A of 2 is 30. It is lesser. The element that you're going to search for is lesser. Okay, it is not there. So what we have to do, we have to update your high value. So high is equal to mid minus 1. So mid value is 2. So mid minus 1 is 1. So it is updated from 4 to 1. Okay, so next again I'm going to repeat the same procedure. We are going to check whether low is less than high. No. Okay, so again we are going to repeat the procedure. Low is less than or equal to high. And the element that we are going to search for is 10. And the middle element, like middle element is 0. So A of 0 consists of 10. So it matches. So here it matches. So the condition comes like if A, like we are going to return the statement, print up the element is found and the element is found as mid plus 1. That is in the first position, the element is found. So you're going to return the statement as the element is found at location 1. Okay, so this is how a binary search actually works. Like when you are able to execute, when you are able to simulate manually line by line, then you'll understand to code it better. Okay, thank you.